And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending time with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Realty. We got some really cool stuff in the headlines. Best places to live in Florida, and a local Tampa Bay town is number 2 on the list. Really cool to see that happening. A farmer donates land. Get this now. He donates the land for $10, and he wants it to be a park. And what does the city do? Not here locally. This is in Texas. The city sells it for $10 million to be a data center. We'll talk about that. And it seems like that may be a theme of the future for a lot of different places throughout the country. Florida tax reform makes it to the ballot in November. Spread the word. We got to vote for that. We want to vote yes to eliminate property taxes or significantly reduce them, is how it's starting off. And we've got Russell Peach in studio with us, back in studio. He's the owner of Peach Painting and Peach Flooring. Russell, give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Brandon. I love coming here, spending time with you guys. We're just going to talk about, a little bit of the AI stuff, the data centers that you want to chat about, a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes for Peach Painting and Peach Flooring, a little bit of our day-to-days.
Yeah, I love it. And you got a great team out there. You're doing a lot of jobs. You said, how many jobs a year are you doing now? You're
on a weekly basis for painting, residential painting, about 20 to 30 houses every week.
Yeah.
For flooring, we're doing about 5 to 10 houses every week.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Staying busy.
I love it. Yeah, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, that's the backbone of America. Yep. As much as we hear about the big ones, the Apples, the SpaceX, Tesla, it's still overwhelmingly, I think it's like something like 80% is small businesses, your roofing companies, your different inspection companies, et cetera, real estate, of course, small companies that run this country. So we highlight Russell Peach here today. Also, attorney Millie Athanason joining us on the show as well. She's a family law attorney, estate planning, and personal injury law. She always brings great information, some updates, sometimes relating to cases or new laws and things happening. We appreciate everybody that supports the show and calls into the hotline. It really means the world to us, especially when you call on our listings. We always feature our real estate properties live on air and maximize the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings. So let's start with our Bahia Del Mar Boulevard. This is 6085 Bahia Del Mar Boulevard South, number 106. Beautiful condo right here in St. Petersburg. Access to the beaches. You're just a short drive away over the bridge to the Sugar Sand Beaches and dolphin-filled waters of beautiful Pinellas County. You got a ground floor corner condo that's fully furnished, turnkey residence, and it's great for weekly rentals as well. I think they're bringing in just shy of $30,000 a year rental income. So you've got a place to vacation to, you got a place to rent out, have a little cash flow as well. 6085 Bahia Del Mar Boulevard South, number 106. Another beautiful residential listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. By the way, we've got a 98% list price to sell price ratio with our team in our office. Whereas the average MLS agent in Tampa Bay is selling at 92%. So there's your 6% difference right there when you think about the real estate commissions. Vacant land, residential, commercial properties, we're helping you win in any marketplace, as we say. 11101 Sumner Road, Waimama. This is an interesting property. I like this because you've got almost 5 acres of land, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1620-square-foot home. But you're also producing, you got a farm here. You got about $6,000 to $8,000 a month in revenue from vegetable production. And it's a great opportunity. You got greenhouses there, mostly fenced, and it's zoned AR. So you have the lower tax burden as well. 11101 Sumner Road, mixed use property, Waimama, Florida. That's Hillsborough County. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. You want to search the MLS there as well. You can also see all of our radio and TV show experts at consumerqb.com. Consumerqb.com. All right, so we got a 4th of July party coming up as well at Casa Rimes, and it's a private invite. So reach out if you're a VIP, somebody out there that may want to hang out with us. Let us know, and it's a private invite, RSVP only. And, of course, Russell Peach might be coming to our party, so you get to see Russell there as well. We got a bounce house for the kids. Going to be on the lake. Got the pool, fireworks, all that good stuff, man. So that'll be fun. Russell Peach, welcome back in. Let's jump right into, what are you seeing out there? What are customers talking about? What's the pulse of the market?
Yeah. So overall, first off, definitely, I plan on bringing my kids to the Casa Rimes house for the 4th of July party. So I'll definitely be there. Now, yeah, I mean, what we're seeing now is same trends in the market. We're getting into summertime, so a lot of people decide that they want to paint now that the kids are home. Everything is seeming to just stabilize in life because you don't have the school struggles, school stresses and such. So we're seeing a lot of exterior painting. Hurricanes are coming up. So right now people are trying to be proactive, and we recommend to be proactive because any cracks in your stucco, any rotting wood, any issues, cracks around your windows where water can start coming in.
Yeah.
It's best time to jump on it now, sooner rather than later, so that you don't cause any water intrusion, mold, mildew issues on the backsides of your walls when wind-driven rain comes. Hopefully we don't get hit by a hurricane this year, but it's always best to be proactive. So a lot of people have been hiring us, especially for exteriors.
Yeah.
Commercial properties are doing the same as well for us as well to make sure that you don't get hit too hard by this hurricane.
Right, yeah, you get that Forrest Gump rain. Remember that? When he comes in sideways, that Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Remember he said it was raining sideways? And, I did that too, years ago, and I just caulked my ceilings. I took some caulk, put it in there, or in the windows there. But yeah, and I'm so happy we had our house painted as well, because now you've got that extra layer of protection, and you lay it on. You guys do double coating, I believe, and talk about that, because that's going to block out. You're basically going to avoid a lot of headaches and extend the life of your home, your stucco.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of guys just use like regular caulking on the outside to fill your cracks around, like your stucco cracks. Our homes in Florida, our homes are built on sand basically, so they're always going to shift a little bit, and our stucco is so hard, so they crack. What we use elastomeric stucco patch. It's going to flex with your building to make sure that when your home continues to settle, it's just going to last a lot longer. It'll flex with the property, so that'll give you a longer term fix on all your cracks. We do a full 360 caulking around every opening, so all your doors, all your windows, we will fully recaulk everything to make sure that later on, a year to 2 years from now, you're not going to deal with cracks around heavy water intrusion prone points of your home.
Yeah.
Then of course we do full prime, full coat, full finish coats of paint. So yeah, all of that's going to add to the just the elasticity of the paint and making sure that you're not going to get water intrusion inside of your home. And of course, to make sure it looks beautiful long term as well. Because
right on.
Of course, people sometimes only look at paint of how it looks, but not the actual structure benefits of it, of protecting the insides of your home.
Yeah, I love it. I can tell you also firsthand experience, first-class organization, Russell Peach, James, the entire team we work with did a great job. I highly recommend Peach Painting here in Tampa Bay. I want to talk a little about things happening in the state of Florida. Of course, we have the tax reform going through. Big deal with the tax reform, Florida property tax reform, what passed and why it matters. This is the Florida legislature passing 2 bills aimed at providing property tax relief for homeowners and strengthening homestead protections. So, again, it's primary residences. Larger homestead exemption, it's going to increase that amount every year. It's going to start at $150, go to $250. It's going to help a lot of people. Stronger homeowner protections provides Save Our Home protections. Gradual or guardrails on tax growth. So this is where he's making sure that they're not just hitting us in other places. Local cities and municipalities aren't going to try to levy taxes and other land use legislation to hit homeowners. And then focused on Florida homeowners. So you got that 5-year. You got to be living here when this passes, or have residency. Otherwise, you got to wait 5 years. So you can be a renter, you can be an owner, of course. But in 2026, we're going to decide in November. It's going to require 60% voter approval to be on the ballot. So nothing changes now. Current property taxes remain in place. Local services will continue. Schools, public safety, roads, and other services will continue. And don't let the leftists, tell you, the naysayers say, oh, well, what are you going to do about fire? What are you going to do about police? What are you going to do about, well, in 2019, the budget was $32 billion. We still had police. We still had fire. We still had fully funded schools. And then now the budgets have ballooned to $60 billion, almost doubled in a matter of 6-7 years. So essentially, I haven't noticed the roads getting twice as better or twice as many. We didn't need to invest twice as much. So yeah, there's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse going to DEI programs. Judging people based on skin color, which we don't agree with. Parades that benefit one party or one sect. So we don't really like that. But so we're all about the property tax relief in Florida. I think people are taxed enough already. We've got stadiums that they're funding with those tax dollars, whether it's the Buccaneers or the Tampa Bay Rays. So I think people in Tampa Bay are taxed enough already. Russell, what's your thoughts around that tax reform?
Yeah, I think you hit everything right on the nail on the head. Tax fraud is crazy, and basically it seems like it's the police policing the police, where
Right.
they're looking over themselves basically to make sure. But where we are paying for everything, how are we going to be able to see where the true ROI is? And it's just it's gone on far enough. So I agree with everything you say.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And, you look at also Governor DeSantis, again, he's declaring June as Faith and Family Month in Florida. He, in a proclamation, DeSantis proclaimed, states, the biblical family unit became the initial God-ordained earthly institution, providing the model for a thriving society. So here we are in the United States celebrating our 250-year anniversary, and you have this Faith and Family Month that Governor DeSantis is kind of counteracting the other one that starts with a P. But basically, what built this country, what built all countries of the West is the nuclear family, a mother and a father supporting the kids, helping them prosper. There's going to be masculine energy in the home. There's going to be female energy in the home. It's the way that God created us. It's the natural model. So I'm glad that DeSantis, has the moxie to at least come out and say that. And, of course, there's one party in our country that does that, and the other party wants to twist it and have all these things like New York just passed. Did you hear about that one up in New York? The state assembly, instead of, so here we are in Florida passing statewide, putting it on the ballot at least, an opportunity to cut taxes and things of that nature. In New York, they decided they're going to redefine and reword in their legal system, essentially taking away mother and father. They want to call it a gestating parent and a non-gestating parent. So that's what they work on in blue states, and we're working on completely opposite here in Florida.
Yeah.
So and they wonder why the population's moving from where it's gone.
Yeah, and at some point it's like, when are you trying to reinvent the wheel? And what built the country? What built everything that we have today? So I'm 100% in agreement with everything you say.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Dave, let's throw that visual of the week up if we still have that, the where Americans moved. And you can just see it through the net migration, where Americans moved. South Carolina, surprisingly, number one in the state or in the nation for state with in-migration. You've got Texas high up on the list, Idaho high up on that list of our visual of the week. So you net migration, where people are moving to. And then, of course, they're leaving states like Minnesota, New York, Massachusetts, number one in the country where people are fleeing from. 37.8% was number one in the country of people leaving that state, followed by New York at 28.2, 25.1 for California. So it's interesting to see. So the migration, people are voting with their feet for the most part. So it's interesting to see. So if you just joined us, we're talking with Russell Peach. He's the owner of Peach Painting, Peach Flooring here in Tampa Bay. We talk a lot about supporting the local economy by supporting our on-air expert contributors. Russell, what else do you see on the flooring side? I know that was a more recent spinoff of the Peach Painting and the Peach Empire that you built there. What are you seeing on the flooring side?
Yeah, so similar with flooring, the biggest part that we see with flooring is a lot of people, when they buy their homes, they want to get their new floors installed prior to buying the homes. And of course it's good because now we can paint the home and we can put flooring in the home simultaneously and project manage the whole job, make it a smooth experience. But a lot of people also don't realize that you don't have to have a vacant home for us to install your floors. We move all furniture all the time. There's a lot of fully furnished homes in the painting world. 98% of our projects are fully furnished. Everybody lives in their home for 20 years. But on our flooring side, majority of them are vacant. But we're trying to, push it a little bit more. It's a smaller sector of the total quote unquote Peach Empire that you said.
Yeah.
But now, of course, just trying to explain that we can, fully work and fully furnished, and we will move all furniture back and forth, make it a smooth and pain-free process. That's the essence of the experience that we offer under Peach Painting or Peach Flooring is the experience that we can offer. It's how smooth and seamless. How little do you have to do to be able to partner with a company like us, where we will do all the heavy lifting, we'll shuffle everything around, and try to be as stress-free as possible.
I love that. And you also took the risk out of it as well from a contractor perspective, because almost everybody has a bad contractor story. You were telling me last time that I think it's up to $25,000 guarantee by a third party that's backing your work.
Yeah, so if you look at the good contractors list, we're the only one in the area, most likely the Central Florida, that's actually certified through the good contractors list. So if a flooring project or a painting project goes sideways and we don't stand behind our work, which of course wouldn't happen, but let's just say for somebody that doesn't know us and wants to build trust with us, we'd be able to, the homeowner would be able to get reimbursed up to $25,000 if we didn't do the project the way that it should be done. Or let's say we, ran off with the deposit like a lot of these contractors love to do here in Florida. So it's a peace of mind. It's a third-party insurance that the homeowner doesn't have to pay for. They can get paid for it if the worst-case scenario happens with us. So total peace of mind working with us for flooring or painting. That's awesome. Check them out online, peachpainting.com. Is that the website? Yep, peachpainting.com and peachflooring.com.
Awesome. I love it. The simplicity there. It makes too much sense.
Well, we also have a third one that we spun off, peachconcretecoatings.com. We do garage floors, lanais, patio, pool decks, etc.
I love that. That's great, man. You got to have that too. All right, quick break. Right back. On the flip side, you're not going to believe this story. Texas betrayal. A farmer donated 88 acres of land for a public park. Find out what the city did with that final wish from the farmer. He donated it for $10, and they turned it into a $10 million buyout from the city. We'll talk about that coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon BRimes here for my friend Captain Jimmy Hartley, owner of Salty Water Fishing Charters. You can find him online, saltywaterfishingcharters.com. He took me and my son out, and we caught some snooks, some redfish, some trout, had a great time on the Tampa Bay waters. Reach out to the show, and we'll put you in touch with Captain Jimmy Hartley, saltywaterfishingcharters.com, 813-917-1894, 813-917-1894. I want to tell you about our employee benefits program. This is a really cool package that we offer for employers out there. Education, guidance, incentives. So a real estate benefit that you can add for no cost. Partner with companies of all sizes to provide valuable real estate education, exclusive employee incentives, and trusted guidance through every step of the buying, selling, or investing process. At no cost, we're going to empower your employees, strengthen your company, and build brighter futures for them. Educational seminars, first-time buyer support, employee incentives, luxury, upsize expertise, new construction, building, as well as investment opportunities. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. You can reach us at 813-917-1894. Check us out online at consumerqb.com. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com.
and that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes@kw.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team. Russell Peach in studio with us, Peach Painting, Peach Flooring. And we'll talk about that. We're going to get into this AI conversation here in just a moment. But first, I want to let you know about one of our listings in Fort Myers. It's Hampton Park Court, Fort Myers, Florida. Beautiful property here, close to the beaches, close to Fort Myers Beach. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1,883 square feet. We just did a small price drop on it as well. Just under a quarter-acre lot. You got a bright, open layout, serene lakefront views, gorgeous property here. You got a split floor plan. Recent updates, great opportunity. You're on a lake there with a water feature, and you also have clubhouse, playground, pool, community pool there, fitness center. Great opportunity at 13451 Hampton Park Court, Fort Myers, Florida. And you can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com. You can see all of our radio, TV show experts, and link over to our YouTube channel at consumerqb.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Russell, I want to get to this story, then I want to kind of pivot into the AI side. But, farmer donates land for a park. The city sells it for a data center development. $10 gift became a $10 million city government gift. And then you've got $30 million of taxes expected over the next decade. So it's pretty crazy. Here, the farmer, I'm sure he didn't want to donate that land with the idea of, hey, let's have our city sell out. And then, of course, all the downside of the AI is the electricity grid, the water supply. It's going to be loud. A lot of times it's super loud. And it's just unnatural.
It's right next to a railroad.
Right next to a railroad? Yeah, I mean, it's not a great place. But farmer donates land. So that's a Texas betrayal. But it kind of leads into the AI conversation, right? A lot of people are embracing AI, and it's kind of one of those things. What do you do? Do you not invest in this? I say let's put it up in Alaska, put it up in the North Pole somewhere. Why does it need to be in our backyard, right?
Sure. So the data center would store a lot of AI docs, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. That's how they generate a lot of the the searches and the computing power.
Yeah. So I was reading something where maybe it's in China, but they're actually putting it underground or under the water now, in the bottom of the ocean. Have you heard about that?
Wow.
Yeah, to where the salt water is able to cool all the AI motors, computers, whatever it needs to be. But AI, yeah, I mean, for us in our small business, I know when you start multiplying multiple, like obviously it's going to take a toll on the earth. I'm still trying to find ways to integrate. There's a ton of ways that we can systemize the company that AI will assist us with. How far do we go with it while not trying to break the earth,
Yeah.
Are we such a 1% or 0.1% off of it? Who's to tell? But but AI does help us tremendously with systemizing everything. Of course, when we're servicing so many clients, so many jobs, it's hard to make sure that each one of our employees or representatives are following our systems and delivering a world-class experience that we try to offer. So now when we tie AI into a bunch of systems within the company, because everything is a system for us,
sure,
it helps us just make sure that no matter how many, if we're servicing 70 homes a week, that we're able to give the same systematical experience to every single client as we come and go.
Yeah, there's some wins there's definitely some positives there. We're using it some in real estate and valuation and models and systems. But Russell Peach, check him out online, peachpainting.com, peachpainting.com. longtime friend of the Quarterback Show. Russell, thanks for coming in, bud.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for having me.
Coming up, best places to live in Florida. Find out where the local area is ranking on the nation for as far as a national, but also here in Florida. Best places to live in Florida coming up here. Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, attorney Millie Athanason joining us on the Consumer Quarterback Show. ConsumerQB.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, Consumer Quarterback Show. Millie Athanason joining us in studio. She's a family law attorney. She's estate planning. She does personal injury law. We're going to talk about insurance coverages as well, what you need to look for in that. By the way, 22% of drivers in Florida are uninsured or underinsured. So we'll talk about that here coming up. Also, best places to live in Florida, according to U.S. News. Best places to live in Florida. We'll talk about that. What small town in Tampa Bay? There's 2 small towns in Tampa Bay that got representation on that list. We'll dive into that as well. And we're going to revisit that story as well about the farmer that donated some land. He specifically wanted to be a park, but the city sold it for a data center. That was in Texas. So a $10 gift became $10 million for the city government out there in Texas. So we'll talk about some of the backside of that, the legal side of that as well. And Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, always featuring our listings on air. We got a beautiful listing here at 10248 Carlo Way Hills Drive, Wimauma, Florida. Beautiful property down here in Wimauma. This is Hillsborough County. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. You got 1,451 square feet. This is in the desirable Stone Ridge at Ayersworth. That's a beautiful community there. Floor plan allows for effortless flow through the kitchen, the dining, living area, split floor plan. Easy access to an impressive lineup of resort-style amenities, including sparkling pool, modern clubhouse, fitness center, basketball court, and many more. Close to Big Bend Road, 301 and I-75. Check out 10248 Carlo Way Hills Drive, Wimauma, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. 10001 Waterworks Lane, Riverview. This is a great opportunity for a kind of a mixed-use property. This is residential/commercial. It's a 2-2, 1,765 square feet. What I love about it is you've got 2 acres, private, gated 2 acres on the lake. Beautiful lake there, 1,765 square feet. Building with a detached 2-car garage. The owner uses it currently for their business and for their firm, and it could easily be utilized as a residential property as well. It's kind of that mixed-use area. You can see all of our listings online, PlatinumMVPteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio, TV show experts at ConsumerQB.com. That's right, freedom isn't free. Shout out to our veterans and our current troops out there fighting for us. We greatly appreciate it. All right, Millie Athanason back in studio with us. Attorney Millie Athanason, online at athanasonlaw.com. Welcome back, Millie.
Oh, thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Let's jump right into it. A lot of uninsured motorists on the road these days. You got to be careful.
Absolutely, and it's shocking to think that about 22% of the people that are out driving on the roads are uninsured. So the question then becomes, well, how do I protect myself if I'm on the road every day from all of these people? Well, fortunately, in your auto policy, you can buy certain coverages that will help you do that. In Florida, you should know that the only coverages that are required under our law are property damage coverage, okay, and personal injury protection coverage. Property damage coverage is when you cause damage to somebody else's vehicle or property. And then personal injury protection is, regardless of whose fault it is, the insurance carrier will pay up to $10,000 of your medical bills at the rate of 80%.
Okay.
So if those are the only 2 required coverages, then it begs the question, well, what do we do? So there's something called, well, there's 2 coverages I'm going to talk about. The one that is on most people's mind is uninsured motorist coverage. And it kind of means what it says. It means that if you are hit by somebody that doesn't have any insurance, any liability insurance that covers them from when they hit other people, or they don't have enough. For example, you have $50,000 worth of injuries and they've got $10,000 worth of coverage. Then you purchase your coverage to protect yourself in case that happens. Now, the caveat is, in order for you to be eligible to purchase that insurance, you have to have bodily injury liability coverage on your policy to begin with. So BI is what we call it, or bodily injury coverage, protects you if you cause damage to another person's person, if you will.
Okay.
All right. Then you can be eligible to purchase the uninsured motorist coverage. You can purchase it in either the same amount as the bodily injury liability coverage, or you can purchase it for a lesser amount than the bodily injury liability coverage if you sign the appropriate paperwork. So, for example, let's say that you had a 5100 policy, and by that I mean it would cover you. Let's just say it was bodily injury liability. And it means that no one person in the car can get more than $50,000. But if there were 12 people in the car together, they couldn't get more than $100,000. Okay, so that's what those limits mean. Yeah. So you can either buy, if you had a 5100 policy, you can either buy the uninsured motorist for that amount or for less. You can't buy it for more than the amount. So, but it's an important coverage because, as I said, it covers you in the event that a person that doesn't have any coverage or doesn't have enough hits you. And I think at the end of the day, it's kind of like health insurance for your automobile. Right. You know, you need to be protected. And people, what'll happen is when people talk to their insurance agents, they'll say, oh, well, you know, can I save some money on my policy? So what the insurance agent will do to try to get the business is to take off those kinds of coverage and then just leave you with the bare bones minimum that's required under the law, which really doesn't protect you that much. So I do think that it's a very important coverage to have. The other coverage that I want to talk about is comprehensive collision coverage. Okay. Now, you are required to have property damage coverage in the state of Florida if you cause damage to somebody else's auto. But the amount of coverage that you have to have is only $10,000. Well, let's just say you own a Mercedes. Have you ever been to the Mercedes repair shop with an accident and gotten out for less than $10,000? That's not likely to happen. So, you know, when you've got that going on, having comprehensive collision coverage is a good thing because you buy it in the increments that you want to purchase it in. And what comprehensive collision coverage is that if somebody hits you and you want to get your car fixed under your own policy, you can do that. Now, a lot of people say, well, it wasn't my fault, it was the other guy's fault, so why doesn't his insurance company pay for it? Well, yes, that can definitely happen. They're going to conduct their own investigation. However, if you have comprehensive collision, you could use your own insurance, have them fix it. But people will say, but wait a minute, Millie, I would have a deductible, you know, like $1,000 deductible. And yes, that is true. But what will happen is your insurance company will what's called subrogate against the at-fault party's insurance. And then they will reimburse that insurance company. And in turn, your insurance company is obligated to reimburse you for the amount of your deductible. So it may take a few months, but you will get it back. So I think that's really an important coverage to have because the other person's insurance, if you're using them, if they're conducting an investigation and they can't get a hold of their insured for whatever reason, that can delay the time that you're going to get your car repaired. And most of us don't have about 6 extra cars sitting in our driveway that we can just use when we deem appropriate, right? So it does get you on the road or back on the road quicker. And it will also cover you even if your car is at a total loss. Your insurance company will pay you for the total loss, and that will help too. I mean, it also covers other situations like if certain things fall on your car, damage is caused to your car. It doesn't have to necessarily be a collision from one car to the other. It could be, I had a situation where a bank sign literally tumbled over and landed on top of somebody's car. It covers that, you know.
Oh, boy.
So, yes, you do have, it does cover a lot of things, but it is important coverage, I think, to have in the state of Florida. People underestimate, I think, the value of it.
Yep.
Or they just don't understand what it means. So when their insurance agent tells them, oh, well, yeah, you don't have to have this. Well, no, legally you don't have to have it.
Right.
But you sure do need it when you're hit.
Yeah, or they may say, oh, give me the cheapest possible, that don't even ask a lot of questions. They just want to get off the hook the cheapest possible, right?
Right.
Without digging into the coverages and the balance between the premium versus the coverages.
That's true. And then another thing people do is they'll just buy the bare bones minimum just to get their registration, because they have to have proof of insurance to get that. And then the minute the next payment is due, they let the policy lapse. So, in fact, they're uninsured.
Yeah.
Now, I understand there's supposed to be provisions in place where the state's cracking down on that to prevent that from happening, although I haven't really seen that trickle down.
Well, that would seem, now, everybody's talking about AI, right?
Right.
But that would seem like a good way to utilize AI.
It would be.
Hey, you just literally write a computer program that says, hey, if this drops, notified government, boom, government notifies borrower or the purchaser, and then boom, it's revoked. They get a thing in the mail. Sorry, you can't drive.
Right.
If you don't pay for insurance, because it's not our fault as the people that get hit, that these people aren't hey, sorry, you gotta work harder, you gotta do something different.
Right. And so, yes, that would be a great use of AI, and I hope the technology perfects where it can be used for the greater good, because again, it would help reduce insurance rates, because if people are letting their policies lapse and we crack down on it, then we're either suspending their license and taking them off the road, or they're purchasing the coverage to have the coverage.
Yeah, and if you get rid of a lot of the fraud, by the way, it's down in Miami-Dade, Broward County. That's like a high percentage of the fraud, right?
Absolutely. And they do a lot of, I call them fake accidents down there, where they'll automatically pull out in front of somebody or stop short to get somebody to rear end them, or things like that. You see a lot of that going on. And again, that affects our insurance rates too.
Yeah. Freaking scumbags, man. They got to figure out a way to screw people.
I know, because there are people that are legitimately hurt in accidents.
Yeah.
And what happens to those people?
Yeah.
They pay the price.
They do.
For what, the scammers are engaged in.
That's right. So if you get in an accident, reach out to Millie. She's got a really easy number to remember, 833-ASK-MILLIE, 833-ASK-MILLIE. She's online at athanasonlaw.com. Talk about the insurance coverages here. She can also help you in family law situations, divorce, family law situations, estate planning, personal injury law. I wanted to get to this story, too, because it's interesting to see where Florida ranks. Best places to live in Florida. These are the best places to live in Florida, according to U.S. News. So you got number 1 coming in is Parkland down in Broward County. Number 2, right here in Tampa Bay, Little Old Palm Harbor, Pinellas County. Number 3 is Weston, which is another Broward County community. Riverview is Hillsborough County. Pinellas, Pensacola, Escambia County, Hillsborough. You also have Spring Hill in Hernando County, Kendall in Miami-Dade County, Alafaya, Orange County over by Orlando, Doral is Miami-Dade, and Crestview is Okaloosa County, which is up in the Panhandle up there by Pensacola. But it's also interesting to see what's the methodology, like how do they come up with that, right? So they looked at the methodology they used to compile this data was from U.S. News, Applied Geographic Solutions, federal agencies, including the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, U.S. Census Bureau, FBI, FEMA, and NOAA. So they look at that combined with the consumers continue to prioritize cost of living. So you look at cost of living balanced with those, I'm sure, crime statistics, things like that. But yeah, so no Florida city made the top 10, though, nationally. So nationally, you have number 10 is Carmel, Indiana, Carmel, Indiana ranked number 1 overall, followed by Fishers, Indiana, Flower Mound, Texas, Onkenwe, Iowa, Johns Creek, Georgia, Hoover, Alabama, Rochester Hills, Michigan, Leander, Texas, Frisco, Texas, and Sugar Land, Texas. So there's your nationally, and then you've got the top 10 for Florida. So it's interesting to see, and little old Palm Harbor ranking up in the top there. Millie, what do you think about that?
Well, that probably explains why our property taxes are so high.
Yeah. Coming up. They're coming down. Yeah, they're coming, hopefully coming down. That's going to be on the ballot, too.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting to see, if we can get 60% of the votes to make it a constitutional amendment. It's going to jump it to $150,000 homestead exemption the first year. Year 2, it jumps to $250,000. And I think they still have a plan to ultimately eliminate property taxes, after that. So it'll be interesting to see, Millie.
Well, from your mouth to God's ears, that
Right.
would be awesome, because we're paying for a lot of services that, frankly, I don't even see.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know where it goes, and I don't think anybody does.
Well, Florida Doge did a pretty good job on it. So they have the Florida Doge has gone around the state, and they looked at a bunch of different fraud. We've talked about it pretty extensively here. We also have this one here, too, where the latest is spending like drunken sailors over in Orlando area. This was a recent post from Blaise Ngolia. He's the state CFO. He drops a massive bomb on local government spending, exposing $2.5 billion in wasteful spending, and statewide, Jacksonville tops his warning list after blowing past baseline targets by a cool $275.7 million this year alone.
Wow.
The question is, did the city of Jacksonville do a better job in 25-26 year? Or the answer is not even close, a lot worse. So that's from Blaise Ngolia. And then you got, Jacksonville has their infamous $7.5 million for a 1 mile stretch of sidewalk, Millie. That's like one of the most glaring misuses of money that we've seen from the Florida Doge. But yeah, they can definitely cut spending. It's not a revenue problem. It's a spending problem.
Well, yeah, because we've all had to cut spending when all the gas prices go up, the grocery prices go up, the taxes go up.
That's right.
What's wrong with the government cutting some spending?
Yeah, and by the way, it's our money, not their money.
Right.
It's our
We're the
tax
ones that
dollars.
pay it.
And if you own your home, we got another graphic on that. If you own your home, property taxes, they make no sense on a paid-off home. If we own it, we truly own it. It's like, hey, come on, Florida, the Sunshine State, Florida. I love this image. Property taxes make no sense. They can come take your home if it's fully paid off.
That's right. They certainly can, and sell it off at some auction.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. All right, quick break. Right back. More with Millie Athanason here coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributor. Millie is a local attorney. Check her out online at athanasonlaw.com. You can see all of our experts at consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net. For all of your surveying needs, land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals. 4925 North, US Highway 441 in Ocala, another beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team. This is a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath, 2236 square foot home, but you also have almost 8 acres of land. It's a fully remodeled estate. You've got commercial land and residential land in beautiful horse country there in Ocala, Florida, 4925 North, US Highway 441. Great opportunity there, offering endless business opportunities, retail, distribution, light manufacturing, storage, automotive, and more. Check out that listing also on our real estate team's website. 1664 15th Avenue South, St. Pete. Got a commercial property here, St. Petersburg, Florida, Opportunity Zone, close to downtown St. Pete. Great opportunity to buy real estate. 1664 15th Avenue South, St. Petersburg. Great investment for a commercial property. You can see all of our listings, Platinum MVP Team.kw.com, and you can see our radio and TV show experts at ConsumerQB.com. All right, so we have this, Millie, I want to ask you from an estate planning perspective. A lot of times when folks are planning their trust or, planning their estate plan, they can write these things into their, into their plans. But this farmer donates his land. He wanted it to be a park, and the city sells it for a data center. So a $10 gift becomes a $10 million profit for the city government. And it specifically says here that on the deed, he put it with the intent that it would be used for community parkland. They wanted it to be a park. So from an estate planning perspective, what do you see happening here? I mean, it's a long story, but they've had some litigation, but you can kind of control your assets from the grave, can't you?
Yeah, and that one was, which state was that?
Texas.
In Texas, yeah. And I'm not going to sit here and profess to know anything about Texas law. I'm a Florida lawyer. However, yes, if it was in the deed that it was the intent to be used as a park, that may not be considered as a restrictive covenant. That may be more construed as a suggestion. One of the other ways, at least in Florida, that you can combat that, because many people donate things in order to avoid estate taxes and things like that. It's part of their overall estate plan. And we have charitable interest trusts in the state of Florida. And so in that trust, you can put in there restrictive covenants that they can use the land or have the land under, certain conditions. And I would probably, go so far as to perhaps enter into some type of a land use agreement with whichever entity they're giving it to, so as to try to restrict the use of it, right, if possible. I mean, that could be part of your plan. I mean, if the city or the county really wants to receive this land as a gift, I would think that they would want to bend over backwards to a certain degree to have it. I think it's sad that they went and sold it commercially to profit off of it, because now that deprives the citizens of the area with a park that they thought that was what the land was going to be used for.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if the person that gave it to them probably is rolling in his grave wherever he may be, knowing that he was, basically lied to.
Yeah, he was duped in a sense. It was said. So it says the city of Griffin found out that the planned 135 square foot data center, 135,000 square foot data center on land when local organizers called around the neighborhood to raise awareness. So they just found out about it recently, and so it's been going back and forth through some different litigation. But yeah, it's interesting to see how these types of things can play out. He wanted it to be for park. And of course, the greed maybe has gotten a hold of the folks, the city council members that are running that area. But sad to see. Millie Athanason here. Final thoughts. Back to you, Attorney Millie Athanason.
Well, I think just to comment and follow up on that, it takes away from the integrity of the deal, so that it would prohibit other people that may think of donating things to actually want to donate them, because I'm sure this person that donated it, he could have made $10 million too,
right?
If he sold it,
yeah,
but he didn't. So I do think that it would be a deterrent for other people. So
yeah, it's a frustrating situation. Unfortunately, it's not an isolated event. We're hearing stories like this from across the nation, and I saw another video on social media about Utah. There's something going on in Florida on the East Coast as well, from what I've gathered. But it'll be interesting to see how this whole data center AI stuff plays out. Robot armies. I don't know if you heard about that one yet, but they're manufacturing these robots too. Millie Athanason, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Reach out online at athanasonlaw.com. Also, 833-ASK-MILLIE is the phone number. 833-ASK-MILLIE. Also, call the show. We'll put you in touch with attorney Millie Athanason. Thanks for hanging with us today. We greatly appreciate it, supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.